We are going to call the meeting, the September 4th meeting to order at 6 o'clock. The first item of business is to set and adjust the agenda. We have one.
We're going to remove item 5. It will be done at the next meeting because we need to have, Sherry will have to abstain, so we won't have enough people to vote on it. So we'll just move to the September 18th meeting.
Great. Any other adjustments?
The executive session, we don't need that, right?
No, we need that.
We need that. Tim is going to call in.
Oh, okay, fine.
Tim?
Yeah, no, it's fine, I
Who's
just,
calling in for that one?
that's fine.
Yeah,
I just didn't think,
yeah.
Tim, my man. I just badmouthed him
Do you have a
too.
motion to approve the changes to the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Communication from the audience. Rowdy crowd tonight. All
Yeah,
right, moving on.
all time low.
Pan through the audience.
We would love to have more audience.
Right.
All right, next item, select board to approve the minutes of the regular select board meeting of August 21st.
Motion to approve.
Can you guys do that with just two of you?
As
No.
Oh, I was at Zoom a little bit, so
Yeah.
I guess I can vote, right, on that? Yeah, I can.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it, motion passes. Next item is the town manager's report given by David Hudson.
All right, so I got some updates on some projects. One over there in the park, the memorial park, the fountain. The Legion 07, it's headed up by, this project is headed up by the SOL, the Sons of the American Legion, but all the groups associated with Post 7 and the Daughters of the American Revolution will be partnering to take on the pointing and the planting to the new flower garden. So the fountain's going to go back to a flower garden, which it has been in the past. It had a couple different iterations, so I found out through historical references from different members of the community. Bev Shepherd, on behalf of the Catholic Daughters, stopped in the office the other day, and they want to gift to the town a new sign for Fairview Cemetery. So we're working on a metal plaque that will be affixed to the brick tower that's on the end of the road, and say Fairview Cemetery. They'll probably say the address, because there's nothing at the end of that road stating what that driveway is. So those are both projects that are still in their early planning stages, but moving forward. So I'll let you know about more details as they come to the surface. FEMA has decided to merge the two disasters. So rather than me having separate meetings for the two disasters, we had our first meeting today for both 4720 and 4810. Those are the two disasters, 23 and 24, to focus on moving the fire station forward and the wastewater plant forward, which the wastewater plant is further along than the fire station, and then the two lift stations. So that process is going the best it has gone. We owe them no documentation, we were told today. And the last project for obligation is the Riverside Bridge repair. That's moving forward. We had to satisfy a request for information, which was done. So.
And is that all done? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that one is completed? That wasn't an emergency fix, that was a final?
We moved that into a
Permanent work.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So on top of, just a quick update for FEMA, we're still in the engineering phase to all those bridge crossings, which things are going well. They did the borings, site surveys, they're moving along.
We are gonna replace that one up in the bend, right? That little one? By P card.
Bridge
So I was
31.
asked about
Bridge
it.
31.
I was asked about it today. That's all.
Bridge 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, on East Main.
Yeah.
They're designing a new
Right.
bridge.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah.
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 We haven't, to my knowledge, I was accused of saying that we weren't going to replace it. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure no one said we were not going to replace
We are
that. We
moving
talked about it.
forward to replacement.
Right.
There are some competing factors
I understand.
outside of our control
Mhm.
that may say,
Right, but we haven't pulled the plug on it. That's
we
my,
have not pulled the plug.
I
Yeah.
told
And
him.
I saw in the paper that they were putting in that new bridge on Stanford Brook.
Yes, I heard that was coming along well.
That's good.
That one there is,
That was a mess.
that needs to be replaced. That's a long ways around. Poor Mutt Moore, I'd drive all the way around every morning for coffee all the way. Down 15 all the way back up.
Yeah.
And you could almost see Smith.
Yeah.
And then the FEMA part of the retaining wall.
That, oh, I'm getting to that.
Okay, well, it's down here, I
Yeah,
guess, I
yeah.
didn't see it. Okay.
So that project, we have the money in place and it's obligated. So the VHB project continues to move forward. That's the scoping project on Mill Street. We had a monthly meeting, a progress meeting. They're working on 3 different iterations of that street, where sidewalks, bump outs, parking spaces, all that stuff. Things are looking good there. All the pedestrian bridge documents signed by the town and the contractor have been sent to USDA with all of our attorney opinions, certifications, whatnot. So the next step for them is to review the documents and then hopefully issue a notice to proceed, which we will schedule a pre-construction meeting. I've been in contact with Mark Chauvin from CCS, and we're all excited. We're gonna meet next week and go over a traffic plan.
And they have their new timeline that they wanted,
They're putting together their schedule.
so they'll share that with us when it's ready.
Yep,
So we can do that,
yep, and that is also includes the wall,
yeah.
the retaining wall.
We got borrowing money for the park adjacent to that, right? On the Daniels Lock side?
Planning.
We use that.
Planning, okay, that was just planning,
Yeah.
okay.
But the 60, it's not 60, I think it's 61 Brush Street, is that Bert Rupler's house
Yeah.
is moving along and the closing will be scheduled. So that property could conceivably be part of the green space for that park. So,
Or an entrance improvement into the
correct.
street and everything.
Yeah.
What about the Gazette building? Is that? No notice, I haven't.
No movement.
I heard that the Civic was moving along with the purchase of the,
They closed on their first.
so yeah, they did, yeah, good.
But there's been no.
But it's their
discussion.
building still.
Huh?
The Gazette building is their building.
Right, but I just didn't heard, I know there was an effort to keep it, and then they ultimately will decide whether they sell it, or keep it, or FEMA it, right? Buy out?
It's their building.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that'll be all looked at with the CDBG DR planning, the downtown corridor, so that'll be included in that study. That's all I got.
Anything new about those markings that they put on the sidewalk outside of
They're not,
they're thinking they're gonna do those boards?
they're going to do the borings, they just don't have a timeline as to when.
And they have to be turned to the
Yeah,
original.
not sure about they, did they contact you at all about that before they painted the sidewalk? Okay.
Who painted the sidewalk?
Engineering.
Outside of
firm.
the,
Oh,
foot joint, the 9 Main, is it 9 Main Street?
9 South Main.
Yeah.
oh, I
So
didn't
they
see it.
put all these marks on the sidewalk, because they have to do borings for the hazardous.
From the building?
From the spill.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's getting a little bit out of hand, ain't it?
You know what I think
Holy
they should do is
moly.
just put some tracer dye down the drain on the floor and they'll see that all the fuel oil went to the wastewater plant.
Yeah,
But that'd be the common sense approach.
unfortunately, it would be, yeah, it would, I agree. I mean, I understand you
It's
have to
just a
clean,
lot of marks.
you have to mediate the damage, but I think they're getting a little bit, it's only fuel oil, right? Boy, I hope they don't come to my house. They're gonna have about 11 acres to clean up.
For the record, where's your?
No, that's too bad. They're continuing, they can't finish that up. God,
Any other questions for?
what did I want to raise today?
I was told November.
Just seems like, yeah, just wondering if people are asking, so.
What's happening?
The school, at the elementary school, the construction that they're
Oh.
doing, so maybe November, it's gonna be done.
Doesn't get that cold in November. Well, they saved the roof, so that's a good thing. They didn't have to pick it up only a couple of feet.
And then 3 of the classrooms are already been done. They're working on them.
They've been working Saturday and weekend and everything over there. They've been hitting it hard. Pretty sure once they let the roof fall in, they realized they better get their shit together.
All right, thanks, Sophie. Next, we have the road foreman report. Okay.
We've been holding off on grading. We've done a little bit. We've getting Marsh, West Woodbury, Bunker, West Hill, did Hopkins, Scott, Rounds, touched up a little bit over on Porterbrook, over to Mountain View and Ward Hill, but we've been he was using double the amount of chloride. It still isn't quite working. There isn't any moisture in the ground, so hopefully we'll get that rain at the top of the hill. We're doing a hazard mitigation project up on Pepper Brook. The ditch work is complete up there. The stone's all done. We did some extra riprap up there while we were up there. We held some dense grade up there, kind of raised the road up, kind of slope it to a different direction. So that's pretty well wrapped up right now until we get our head walls. Gravel should be starting next week for crushing up in the pit, so that should be coming. Besides that, guys there, we fixed a couple hydrants. We had a water leak we fixed. Just a little bit of odds and ends here and there. Next week planning is we're going to jump back up on the water pits, the meter pits. We've got another 12 that we're going to do, so that should put us up around 24 that we've done this year. We've got another, I think it was 6 or 7 more to do up around Glenside area, then that will be done. After that, we're going to hit, I think Danny's going to be next after that, and there's one more trailer there, and that should finish the entire length of Macville Road. We're looking at that. I think
We
those
should
were
talk.
maybe 2 we were had done.
This is your meeting day.
And then we had one other individual that wanted one. We've only had one person so far deny a water pit. They didn't want it. So, you know, it's on their property, so we can't really.
We'll get there.
Well, unless they're grossly, I believe, unless they're grossly abusing the amount of water they're using, it would be cheaper for them to have a meter.
Yeah.
So it's up to them.
We will get to
We'll get it done?
we will get to the holdouts.
Yeah.
We're just getting in.
Right, don't waste time on them right now. Get the will, the people want them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep, it's a good plan.
That's great.
So that should be going on for the next couple weeks, the good bits. Then I'm hoping to move the excavator up to Hopkins next week too. I'll have Spencer and Curly up there doing some ditch work up over the hill, because I want to do that in Scott Road, because we've got ditches down through there that are non-existing right now. So doing that, and then I'll hop into the gray area where the other guys are out doing the meter pits.
They painted some new markings up in Main Street.
Yeah.
Route 16. Put up a new sign, stop ahead.
Stop ahead, yeah, we cleared some brush up there too, so you should be able to see that stop sign.
Yeah, I saw it.
So,
Stop. It looks good.
Do we know who put those signs up on the side of the road?
I don't.
nope.
Yeah.
They just showed up.
Yeah.
Not that people read them, but
Yeah.
Yeah, people are still stopping.
Excuse me. What signs?
There are signs as you come up
Come up
Oak
Oak
Street
Street.
toward
Flashing light.
the intersection that say,
You don't have a stop sign, or you have right
You have to
Yeah,
right
so-
away.
Like those stick in the ground, disposable
Like
ones,
yard
somebody just
signs.
like bought some and stuck them in the ground.
I didn't notice. Jeez.
Is there any paint to touch up the downtown crosswalk?
I got 25 gallons.
For the
I
winter.
ordered it for next year, but I can order some more.
Just seems, before the winter, those seem to be.
I was gonna say, we gotta hope for warmer days, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna have many of those, but
I don't feel like it held up as good this year as it did last year. I felt like it wore off a lot quicker, maybe it's just more traffic on it, I guess, but.
Well, some are
Like-
more and more
like
than
even
others.
the one by the post office.
next summer we won't need so much, because there'll be no reason to go across the street.
7,000 cars say, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Is
saying.
that what goes through there, they say?
I think there's more than that now.
Yeah.
That was in 2015, 7,000.
Oh, it's definitely higher.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, because it's increased a lot in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of traffic.
With the drought, how are the reservoirs looking still?
Our pumps are fine.
Okay, great.
Sure is dry though.
They did a
We started with
conserve,
that five, yes.
they did a conserve notice, I
Yeah.
think, or they're going to do one or whatever.
Restarted?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been good, yeah. Great. Any questions for Tom? Thanks for all your work. Next up, we got Hardwick Police Department report given by Mike Henry.
So, make it short and sweet, just looking to, I'm gonna bring Joe Donna on as a full-time employee, he's only going to level 2. Hopefully in the future he'll decide to go through level 3, but being short-staffed, I'm gonna bring him on. I'm looking to try and make sure that, especially with the night shift, that we have 2 people on working together, because we've had a lot of calls recently, where it's just not safe having one person.
I 100% support not having one person on it.
So we're gonna try and double up that night shift so that there's at least 2 people on majority of the time. Obviously, we can't do it all the time. So with Robin leaving, we're gonna be moving Dan back to nights. And then I'll be picking up the day shifts that are open for the most part, but we're still gonna have some night shifts that are vacant, so we'll try and cover those. So in addition to that, Ariana Morris is starting the academy on Monday, so that'll be level 2. The plan is to bring her on full-time once she completes this academy class, get her up and running, start all of the field training for level 2, and then if we have all the field training done when she attends the level 3 academy in February, by the time she gets out, she'll be ready up and ready to go. So that's pretty much it. We've had a lot of, I'm sure you've seen in the press releases and stuff, a lot of major cases recently. But I think for the most part, like quality of life issues, I don't see those happening. I don't know what you guys are seeing out there, but I think those are pretty much resolved. We don't have zombies walking around anymore. We're not going to combat it all, or, we're not going to eradicate it completely, but I think for the most part, things are going pretty good.
It's a serious problem. I've been down Main Street of Barry the last 2 mornings, and it's a serious situation. I mean, and I know that's just one community, every community's got it, but I mean, they're right out on the street now, 10, 12. Clearly people that are beyond homeless.
Yeah.
They're sick. They're not good. It's ugly.
I don't think we have that now.
I don't see that here right now, thank you. But it's not far away, I can tell you that, so.
Well, we're going to try and keep it at bay as best.
Well, thanks for all your hard work, Mike, and your team.
I think more people are taking control of their life, stopping the numbing. I think addiction's gonna go away in the next decade.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't gone away since the,
I think a lot less people are getting into opiates than they were.
yeah, I mean, I
10 years
think
ago.
that there'll be an evolution into something different. I can remember back in the 80s, we had a crisis that was gonna ruin everything, and it was, now that we look back on it, it was quite a bit different from what we're experiencing these days, so I'm sure there'll be an evolution to something different. But
Yeah, maybe.
people need to start being responsible for themselves and realize that you gotta be responsible for yourself, period.
All right, any other questions for Mike?
There's changes to the contract that protect us a little bit from paying for people to go through the academy and then leaving before they even really come in any time.
No, but I mean, the contract's the contract. There's nothing in the contract.
The union
Union
contract,
contract.
that's not open right now.
But I do have something drafted out that will
Just
a
working
contract.
towards having some sort of sustainable.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't at the meeting when you announced that, but I was screaming at my computer when I watched it, so. If she did us wrong, you know, that's,
Yeah.
Sherry had a good
Possible
idea.
situation.
Can I share your idea?
Sure.
And that was, we increase their salary, their pay, we increase it and put it away for them. And almost like,
escrow.
we
it.
escrow a certain portion of their salary. And after the 2-year period, they basically get that salary back.
Like a bonus.
And if they leave, then they have to pay us for the training they forfeit.
Yeah.
So we're giving ourselves an insurance policy.
Okay.
And I think there's something there.
So they have to pay it back out of the salary that we've escrowed.
Yeah,
They basically don't get it.
right. So if we move that
If they
to,
don't stay for.
They earn it. It's not a gift or a bonus or anything. They earn their
Yeah.
amount. which-
yeah, I think I don't think it's a bad idea. I just think we have to figure out how to, with the labor laws.
Well, this is a great, yeah, well, certainly we gotta do something, because it's time and time and time again, and this was,
We've always been a stepping
how long
stone.
did she work for us full time?
13 months.
Yeah, see, so that's unacceptable, that's premeditated, as you guys call it in the business, I mean, you know what I'm saying, that's not
It'll
even
be 14
trying.
months when she leaves.
I mean, because we talked about it, I know we talked about it saying a lot
Yeah.
while she was, I mean, there was
But it's not-
lots of discussion about staying, and then how important that was, and
Right.
you don't, you go move 13 miles down the road,
Yeah.
13 months into it,
Yeah.
and. if
Keep
you
it broad
have-
though, keep it broad.
Yeah, well, you can't.
Broad, yeah,
You,
broad, right.
it's not the first time, and it's also not, like, people are gonna make different life choices, you can't have control over that. But if we can have an insurance policy,
Yeah,
this is a learning experience to figure out at least a
Well-
way to encourage people.
It's not even, so insurance policy is not good for us, but for them, it's a reward.
yes.
Right.
You know what I mean, it's not, if you
In
want,
order to
if you
get
want,
back our
if you're leaving for big money, which I think often is the case why people leave us, or especially early on,
Yeah.
is because of a money offer, then we make that, equivalent money offer, you know, reward at the end of a term. I think we need to do something, because this is not, hasn't gone away, and
I'd be happy to share a contract I wrote up with the board, so if you guys are in agreement, or if you want to.
well, yeah, because we're gonna have to go to the union, right, and then before we,
That's if we put it into the,
yeah, well, whatever, we
but
should
we
move
can have a
forward.
contract.
Let's
We
look
can
at
have
it.
a work contract,
Right,
like an employment contract. We
Like
just
an
can't put it
employment.
into the collective bargaining one.
right,
Yeah,
yeah, well, let's just move forward to something, I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
for
we'd be
that.
great to see that, Mike, whatever you have.
at least try to,
You can send
Prevent it from
send
happening.
and
Right.
We can discuss it. in a
Um,
meeting.
Any other questions for Mike before we move on to item one?
nope,
All right. Item one, select board to consider appointing Ariana Morris as part-time officer of the Hardwick Police Department. We have the officer appointment letter in the packet.
so moved,
I'll second.
All those in favor of appointing Ariana Morris, please say aye.
aye,
Aye. Ayes have it, motion passes. Great, that's exciting. Item number two, select board to hear from Daphne Kalmar, the library trustee chair, asking the town to consider authorizing $20,000 of library capital funds to be spent towards the balance of the project. We are 6 minutes ahead of schedule. So do we want to move on to the?
yeah, we're gonna do something,
Oh, she said she's coming.
because I'm not staying late.
We can come back to it if she.
Yeah, let's do that, let's do the next one, item 3.
It's your meeting.
Item three, review change of job title from business manager to finance director and consider approving the updated job description. Action needed.
Make a motion to approve the updated job description.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
This was just to cover
Yeah,
some additional duties, and I think
no,
it's
they look good, it
warranted.
needed, yep.
Yeah. With the increase in grant revenue and reporting,
Yeah,
it just makes
no,
sense.
I look good,
Yep.
Okay, happy with
I don't know.
it. Are you happy with it?
Yeah.
You pretending that you did this? Jesus, that's like, what do you mean? Have you even read it, Opie?
Yes, of course we did.
I freaking read it. Shut up.
It's like you're taking credit.
I made
for
some
it.
changes to it too.
Yeah.
My only question about it, Casey, was, obviously you do a lot, and you do more than, I think, even what's on the up.
Well.
Well, no, I mean, I think that there's like,
If that falls into.
I think Casey,
That's
so,
fine.
Yeah.
my only thought is Casey's very happy with this, so let's just let her be happy with it.
yeah.
I agree with you. It doesn't encompass everything, but it never will. You know what I'm
No, I
saying?
understand that other duties, I appreciate the other duties as assigned.
Yeah, because if you really want me to listen to the job description, it'd be like 4 more pages long.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my point was more about,
More.
what's listed in this description, I think is the most important thing that you do for the town. There's lots of other things. So I guess my question was like, do you need help in the other duties as assigned? Or like, do we need, at some point, need to have a conversation about, like, this is a lot. You do a lot for the town. And I think it's great to have a new job description, but we have a small staff, and I just want to make sure that we're supporting everybody. And that could be a different conversation for later, it's separate from this, but,
Well, I think we talked about the capacity issue,
Yeah.
like I made it clear that it's not a lot else that our office can take on
yeah.
in terms of like with what we have to work with, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
getting by, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then hopefully there can be some, with a new position being hired, hopefully some of that can be
Hopefully.
added. Okay, great. All the motions on the table, all those in favor, please say aye.
Hi.
Aye. Great, the ayes have it. Thanks for doing that. All right, Daphne, we're ahead of schedule, so we jumped to item 3, and we can go back to item 2, which is select board to hear from the acting town clerk, library trustee chair, asking the town to consider authorizing $20,000 of library capital funds to be spent towards the balance of the project. Daphne, welcome.
Hi. I just wanted to say that the numbers of the library have doubled since we opened, and the visitors to the library. And the meeting room is very popular, and the sign-ups are steady. It's very exciting, and I invite you all to come and see. We'd love you to come and visit.
Are you charging for the meeting room use if it's not town?
We're charging commercial enterprises for the meeting. Yeah, but not out of town at this point.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes. We're still getting the wrinkles out of how to handle the meeting room.
There are multiple.
They did create a policy, it's on the.
Yeah, we have the board policy the board approved at the last board
It's
meeting.
just an opportunity for income.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, we're charging $50 for commercial use, which might be low. We'll just have to see what the need is. Yeah.
Okay.
I know the Hardwick Electric was there today, having a meeting all afternoon. So, it looks like with scraping the barrel and digging up money wherever we could, and my negotiations with Ben Lowell at REAR, they've reduced the guaranteed maximum price, which they were aiming for, by close to $14,000, which was a help. We got $4,000 from Efficiency Vermont, which was neglected by all parties until I found out that we hadn't gotten it yet. We pulled from a donation to the landscaping fund that was for the terracing, as well as the planting in the patio. So we pulled, that was held by the Friends, and we pulled that out to retroactively pay for the terracing, which is $25,000 plus a donation they received by PayPal. At this point, we're short of $29,000. If we pull $20,000 out of the capital fund, which leaves 6,000 as an emergency fund for the library. Diane and I are just submitted an application to the Vermont Community Foundation, and what they do is distribute it to donors and possible grantees. So we're hoping to nail down 29,000 that way. We don't want to go into the endowment. So if we manage to get a donor or a grantee through that, we will pay off the whole thing. What I'm asking is for the 20,000 in the capital fund tonight.
And it's already in there. The total in the capital fund is what?
26. And I don't think anything's been put into it for the last couple of years because of the building.
That's correct.
So
Daphne, can I ask how much there is in the endowment, just as it roughly?
we are allowed to withdraw a certain amount every year. We just withdrew 7,400, which is on here, which leaves us with 36,000.
That you could withdraw if you needed to?
Well,
or
it's,
is
it's
it-
not a slam dunk. You have to apply,
Right.
you have to go to the board. They have a meeting quarterly and decide if it's an appropriate withdrawal. So it's not guaranteed that we could get that money. We're really hoping not to, because it's sort of harder on that endowment. And it's very little already. But that's our backup plan. If we don't get a grant or a donation through Vermont, the Community Foundation. They were very receptive, and we wrote up an application yesterday and sent it in, so we're really hoping.
Any questions for Daphne?
No.
I mean, I guess my concern, Daphne, is that, I mean, it sounds like you have a backup with the endowment, which is good, but leaving $6,000 in capital is not a lot. It takes a long time to rebuild that capital, so that personally makes me like a little bit nervous. I mean, it is a newer building, so this happens a lot with newer projects where we kind of assume we won't need capital for a few years because it's a new building, but it's also a building, so things happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in my mind, it's the library's money because it's a capital fund for the library building, but I do just want to say that feels like not a lot of money left in that fund for the library, so. But it is earmarked for the
Yeah,
library. so.
it does feel like not a ton of money.
Yeah.
I understand.
Although everything is pretty much brand new at this point.
Yeah, everything's on
Heating and
Yeah.
all the things and,
Do you know if the Friends are planning to do an annual campaign or anything?
They're doing an auction, they're doing a couple of other things, but mostly that's to provide money for programming. Hopefully they'll have extra. But it tends to be the Friends every year raise between maybe about 5,000, which is,
That's your 501c3. I mean, there's an opportunity there for them to be working on more than just programming funds, just saying.
no, they're pushing it. We've really asked a lot of the community in terms of donations. We could send out another appeal to fill this gap, but I'm hesitant to do that because we've really been asking for a lot from the community. There's been a huge response to the new edition. Everyone who walks in there the first time just oohs and ahs, and people are thrilled. So I think the response to the library is going to be very positive in the future in terms of building an endowment and having backup funds.
So I'll make the motion that we allow them to spend down their capital by 20,000 in order to cover the expense.
I can second that. Are there any other questions, any other discussion? I do have another question. So we are also a board of 3 tonight. If the motion doesn't pass, we would have to pick it up at another meeting. What's the time frame that you would need to have that $20,000 by?
The next meeting would be fine.
Yeah, we
Okay.
haven't gotten the final payout for the retainage request yet. 'Cause I've been negotiating with them, that we are, so.
And I mean, as you can see, like essentially, the building fund is sort of, it has a negative balance, but we have pending money coming in, like the 64,000 we should be getting every day. So it's, yeah, the next meeting would be fine if that was the case.
The next payout should be 39,000, and then the final 15 will request the retainage that reaches the GMAX, the guaranteed maximum price. So that won't happen probably 2 weeks. And then it has to travel around to request signatures, which can take forever, so.
So if we know already that it's okay for it to wait to another select board meeting, is there an advantage in waiting to see what Vermont Community Foundation says and then having a better idea of how much money you actually need from the town? Just to have some more reserve for the capital fund?
Well, the 20,000 does not, the 29,000 is after we receive the 20,000.
Okay, so you're still fundraising for the 29?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're,
That's what they've asked for on
It's really
the foundation.
49.
Okay, got it.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because that's included in there.
okay.
They were, I did find more and more credits going through the books, and which reduced the payouts because we were threatened with them forcing us to do a change order and raising the GMAX, so it got a little tenuous there. But with the credits, they're claiming they lost money on the job. So they wanted to raise the guaranteed maximum price that they lost. So at this point, things are as good as it's going to get.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No. No.
So the motion won't pass because we only have 3 tonight. So we'll have to pick it up at the next meeting or do you want to make any? Would we add it to the next meeting or it's just motion doesn't pass?
That's up to the library to put it
Okay.
up.
All right, item 2 is dead, so if they want to come back, they can.
You have to have at least 30.
Danny, what's your concern about?
What I'm saying is because we only have 3 as a quorum,
Daphne,
if it doesn't pass.
What
with
is my,
one, right?
did you just really just ask me what is my concern?
I really did. I really want to know.
So I apologize for being the one that have to say no, but I'm very uncomfortable with where the library's at. This whole project has not gone well. There's a segment of the community that is not excited at the fact that we spent as much money as we have as a town on this project. And I'm one of those folks. I think it was mismanaged. I think it was just an enormous amount of mismanagement, over cost. Just, it was a terrible, terrible project, and I don't see it getting any better, and I'm not willing to spend any more of my tax dollars on that addition. I personally am not, and I know that there's a share of people in the town of Hardwick that are concerned with the amount of money and how much money it's gonna cost to run it. And if you think that there's not gonna be a problem with that building, there's one little, half of it's new, the other half is 200 years old. So to have $6,000 in your capital fund, that means you're gonna have to we're gonna put $10,000 a year in it for the next 5 years, so we have some in the budget?
Don't look at me. No.
Well, I'm looking
That's-
at you, you're the made the motion, you guys are the
Yeah.
ones that make the
No, I mean,
motion
that's
to give them the
question.
money, so I'm asking you.
Well,
What do you guys, how are you
so
gonna fund the library in the
my
next
response,
25 years?
my response to that is the $26,000 that's in there currently is already money the taxpayers have spent, because it's already money that they've earmarked for the
That's, they
library.
earmarked that money for the library for us to oversee how it's spent, and I'm overseeing it tonight by telling you this is a bad decision. This is not solving the issue, there's still $30,000 in the hole, it's spending $20,000, and I'm telling you what, the difference between $29,000 and $49,000 in this case doesn't matter if you can't pay the 29. REACT ain't gonna forget about the 29, so they might still have 49 on the books. Instead of the town of Hardwick taxpayers not having any money to fix something that breaks in that old part or the new part of the building this year. Blower motor blows out. Nobody's fault.
Well, that's what
15
the,
grand
that's
to
what
fix
the
Well,
backup
they're gonna come
endowment's for. So that's
So this is a
the,
good time to spend the backup endowment and not my tax dollars then. Great time. Pay the bill. The people in charge of the endowment are the people that made the decisions that got us in this position, so let them pay for that. I screamed from the rooftop for the last 5 years about the things that were going on over there at that library, from the rooftops. And I got told, no, it's not. Daphne, the floors don't even line up. Someone, at that point, if I'd have been involved in that project, when that block would have fallen and I'd seen those floors didn't line up, there would have been a stop of work right there. And we'd have decided who's responsible for a $3 million addition that is off grade. Who signed off on letting that happen? That's unheard of. No big deal. Yeah, we'll step in. I mean, stuff like that should have been dealt with. Well, you guys asked me.
no, we did.
Now
And
you
I
want me to
think-
be quiet.
No, I just think
No,
we're, I
hear
think
you,
we're,
Jenny.
I think,
hear you. It was from the get-go, because we hit COVID and right off the bat. And from the get-go, it was very.
It wasn't COVID's problem.
Well, COVID doubled the price, so it really was COVID's problem.
All right.
so I think the big takeaway is we're just first clarifying, because we're 3 tonight, what is it's still 2.
It's
would-
not up to the select board to decide.
No, I'm just asking logistically, because we're only a board of 3 tonight. If we
It doesn't
voted,
pass.
it doesn't pass. That's what I just,
doesn't pass.
Fail.
I'm just checking, because
Yeah.
we have a small board tonight, so it just doesn't
So
pass.
come back in 2 weeks, is that the deal?
It,
You're more than welcome to.
You
Absolutely.
can request to be placed on the agenda again. You come back and pitch your case to the board.
Okay, and I'll have more information from.
And Daphne, this certainly is not about you or Jody. I think you guys
No, I understand that.
you guys are warriors for sticking with this
I'm
thing.
not taking it personally, I totally
Yeah.
understand your position.
I mean, I really feel that you guys are warriors for hanging with it, but
And I want to add something in terms of project management, project development, and large public projects that I've learned in the last 4 years, that everybody wants everything to be done yesterday. And when you're doing large public projects that cost tens of millions of dollars sometimes, things take time and you need to check the boxes, cross the Ts, dot the Is. You need to look up in the sky, you need to look under the ground, you need to look at every possible scenario happening in these projects. Because if you don't, the price continues to rise as you try to get the project done.
you're absolutely 100% right, and I understand how these projects work, and
Right.
part of that is.
I'm not saying it to you.
Right,
I'm
no,
just-
no, no,
I'm
and I
making
agree
that-
with you.
Yeah.
And part of that is, when these cost increases occur, is when you make decisions to stop, not to proceed. Your funding is as important as looking in the sky and looking in the ground, is
Yeah.
to make sure you have the funding for your project, and
Right.
not the promise of the funding for your project, because sometimes it doesn't come around. And that, in my opinion, there was a lot of, certainly from myself, a lot of pushback every time that the price increased. I mean, it took 3 votes just to get the thing started. It wasn't a slam dunk, everybody in town wanted to do it, and it just continued to be pricey and delayed and pricey, whether it was COVID or the earth or the sky, it doesn't matter what the delay was.
Yeah.
The management of it, the people that were pushing it should have listened and understood that there wasn't enough money to complete the project. Therefore, no matter how good of a project it is, it shouldn't be done.
Yeah. I do think that we also, to maybe part of what you're saying, OP2, is that the select board, and maybe you were saying this too, Danny, we are ultimately responsible for all of our public buildings. So that includes the library, it includes the townhouse, and we haven't had the staff to really have proper oversight over some of these projects. And it hasn't necessarily been our role in the past. So
We were not allowed that, we were not involved in the oversight of this
So,
project.
what I'm-
That was part of the issue, not to interrupt you.
Well, no, I think
You
that
weren't-
it just happened with the townhouse too, where we had to pay extra for that project, and we had it, and we took it out of capital funds, and the board decided to do that, but it happened because for exactly that reason. We weren't expecting there to be an old fire in there, we weren't expecting, I really hope that with the Public Works Director and a little bit more capacity, we can figure out how to be proactive with these big projects, because they're complicated, and I think it's a lot for us as a select board to just hand them over to essentially volunteers.
I've already mentioned, I thought this would be a great opportunity to write a policy for that building over there in relationship to how the taxpayers and the select board have to say in future development and operation of the building, not of the library inside. But just like we do all the other buildings, we have control over. We don't have to ask anybody else, a board or trustees, or, the building's ours. Service is yours, you run it the way you want. That I think could be clarified in going forward and alleviated all this. Because if we'd have had sole control over that construction project, I guarantee you, I told Opie more than one time to get over there and figure out, you know what I mean, what the hell's going on. And that wasn't available on this project because the trustees were in charge of it. So, you know, if you truly feel bad about the situation we're in, let's do something to make it better so it doesn't occur again.
We can only move forward.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daphne.
Yeah.
Item 4, we have select board to discuss town meeting 2026 and how to encourage more attendance. This came up at one of our previous meetings, because we're starting to get into the season where we're coming up with budgets and planning, and there was a conversation, Danny, I think your computer cut out, but there was a conversation about, we haven't decided where it happens yet, because that's not an item, but we wanted.
Oh, we've decided.
Yeah, we've decided, I
But
mean,
usually Tanya comes and asks for
the
a vote as to where-
expectation is that, that it will return to the townhouse, now that the project is finished.
Sherry has
Yeah.
been more than patient with us.
Well, I mean,
And put a
there's a
ton of work
plan
in,
for
yeah.
a way to have it at the townhouse and have voting happen on the stage now that it's accessible. There's a few things to finish still, the exterior part, the grading, so that it's a official handicap entrance and stuff like that. But,
So can
yeah.
we enlist, good idea to talk about this for sure. Can we enlist the help of all of our partners we have now in Hardwick, the Civic and Neighborhood Watch or whatever they are, Neighbor, and all of our, I mean, we have a
Yep.
downtown partnership, we have
Downtown partnership.
quite a number of groups in
yeah.
town now that,
And the Civic has been involved in town meeting and doing stuff. I pondered it today, actually thinking about how we could plan to have food and just different things that,
I mean, I used
You know.
to include something for the school kids, you know, there's been a lot of things that have happened over town meeting over the years that brought people to town for more than just the town meeting, especially nowadays that our town
Right.
meeting isn't 8 hours. And, you know,
right.
Yeah.
we have a pretty smooth running town meeting, so I think it's a good idea to think of something. I'm not the guy to make it happen, but.
I think what we heard, Brendan mentioned this at town meeting, and what we've heard, I think the Civic has been doing stuff to engage more people during town meeting. They provide childcare, they provide the bingo, which is great. They should provide grinders for all the select board members. That would be an excellent start. But I think what Brendan brought up was the timing of the meeting, which is up to us to decide. So maybe that's something,
Did he bring up, what did he bring up? I don't remember. Early, late, too early, too late?
it's basically mid-morning, which
If you put it in the evening or later on in the
a
afternoon.
working person can't, unless they get a day off, can't attend town meeting.
That's absolutely true.
So that was the question, that was, to me, that's the big question, like, can we figure out, even if it's like bookended, like later?
Right, I don't even want to hear about doing away with town meeting.
No, of course
So,
not.
I don't think anybody does in this town. I think we have a good town meeting. We've had a really good town meeting the last few years. My only thought on that would be if we did that, we'd have to go to like 5 PM or something to make it have any value. You can't do 3 o'clock because that's the same as 10 o'clock.
Some people, sometimes
Yeah.
have moved it to Saturday.
I would not have a problem with a Saturday if that would be better. That'd be better for them to probably a 5 o'clocker.
Yeah,
Because if you move it to the evening, you lose daylight.
Yeah,
And a lot of
travel,
the-
old
Yeah.
people.
A lot of the
People are
older
gonna
people-
vote during the day and they're not gonna stay for the meeting.
Right.
Because it's not
Yeah.
convenient.
What if we
Right.
did it on a Saturday and made like a pancake breakfast
Sure.
thing before, so that people.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it
It-
being on a
I
Saturday.
think we should start polling
Yep.
the public.
Yeah, because really, that would be a great way if somebody could do that. That'd
Maybe
be a
the-
great start for somebody
I
other
suppose
than
the civic would help with that.
OP staff.
Well,
To do
Put
it,
it on the website there and have a little ticker on there.
We
for
could-
you to know.
We could create I think we could create a Google
Little survey.
form and get it out to the public to see.
what they want, not just a
Yeah.
day, but maybe ask a few other questions.
Right.
What would be appealing to
You
you?
know,
at
I think it would be
meeting
cool if you
day?
had an early evening town meeting or like a Saturday afternoon at like 2 o'clock town meeting and then had live music at the end.
Yeah,
Might not be a bad idea.
yeah, like a 2 PM
Yeah.
We also
Saturday.
need to poll
I mean,
for,
there's-
new moderator because
Right.
Boris has resigned as
Even,
moderator.
do we have a volunteer though?
I don't know if we
I think we
do,
had a couple people that are interested potentially.
so,
I mean, a 2 PM Saturday, that opens it up to everybody, even the guys, even most of the people that work on Saturday
Right.
can be done by 2 o'clock, they
Yeah.
need to be, you know what I'm saying?
so do we want to take on the Google form, or do we want to ask a partnering organization to do that?
We can look into it.
Okay,
Yeah, we also obviously will need to loop town clerk's office into
Yeah.
this discussion
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And so was-
Yeah, we can't leave them out of the
Because
conversation.
No,
they're
we
managing
shouldn't.
all the voting and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there might be
Yeah.
a question about how that all works.
There would-
Well, because if you did evening, like, they could be here until like 4 o'clock in the morning, like counting votes and.
Yeah, I don't think
stuff.
evening
Well,
is a
no,
good
I don't think you
idea.
could, I think you have to hold the elections on town meeting day.
Right, so that's why I'm saying we definitely need to bring.
So we'd have 2 meetings then, so you
No, I think you could just have the polls open on town meeting day.
yeah, so you do the meeting on Saturday and then the polling the Tuesday after,
It's 2 separate
like the
things.
voting after.
Yeah,
But I think
That's
it's
what
a-
I'm saying, is
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
2 trips to the,
right.
which,
But that's open till 7 PM at night, so people that work,
Yeah.
when they get back into town can, but I think we
let's look into it, figure it out.
we have some different options to loop in the town clerk's office and also come up with something and hold the public.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
What's that?
It is making me hungry.
Awesome, well, we'll keep thinking about it.
Okay,
but, and
Um,
if we're gonna have it at the townhouse, just, well, as Tom just left, we do need to think about
yeah,
how we deal with plowing on Depot Street and how we keep that clear so that the entrances are all accessible.
we got
In the
machines
middle
and
of winter.
shovels. We got machines and shovels, no problem. No problem on that.
all right. Item 5, we've got select board to review and consider approving an MOU.
Nope.
Oh, no, item 5, sorry. Item 5, select board to hear from Danny Hale with Hale Transport LLC about a new economic development loan request.
Can I say here?
I think so,
This is,
it's okay.
this is open.
Open meeting section, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep, so you folks looked over my application for a shop to provide maintenance and repair for myself, my equipment, as well as hopefully find someone in the future, hopefully a young person that wants to be involved in the industry and give them an opportunity to have a place to figure out if they want to be a diesel technician or not. For years, I've tried to convince people that we should buy the log yard, Kenny's log yard, just as a property, and not necessarily that particular property. But that would be a good example of, other than the flood situation, of buying a property to create incubator space for industries and for trades. You know, so you could have bays of shops, so you could have the starting out landscaper, high school kid could have a bay to work and keep his stuff maintained in, and you could have, you know, a local plumber kid could have a bay to store, get his business, and have a non-agriculture based incubator space in town of Hardwick to bring back the trades. So that's something that I've talked about for years and years and years, and now that I have my own trucks and I really struggle, I mean, my truck is in Williamstown now being worked on. That's about the closest I get, so every time I have, you know, deal with that, leave it down there, I leave it down there overnight so I can work on it at nights because I can't, you know, so that's my plan. I'm a small business starting out. This is 2018. I started working for myself on the side. 2022, I went full-time into the truck business, dump trucking, and now I've purchased a tractor trailer, and I'm gonna do something with that. I haven't really nailed that down yet, but part of that plan involves a shop to work on the truck to get it on the road. So that's kind of what my plan is. My debt to income ratio is not the best in the world, so that's a concern for the normal institutions because I am a small business. I reinvest all my money back into what I got. And yeah, if you have any questions, I'm here.
So you'd potentially, if you had a mechanic that was working, they'd potentially work for other local people.
Yeah, there certainly
Their
is a need
equipment
for,
as well.
yeah, a space for, right now, the Barkley boys are doing the bulk of it around here in the village, but their truck guy is also their bus guy. So they have quite a bit of work for him to do. They have limited capacity in what they can do on that side of the shop because he has to do a lot on the buses. So,
Right.
there's certainly a need. There's a couple of guys that have their own trucks that do their own work because they have a shop. I mean, for me, I forgot what it was you saw. I think it was it's a big percentage of my money goes right back into my truck every year. That's where it is right now. Getting money put into it. So. And there's certainly a need for the technician side of things, you know, getting young people involved. It's very difficult to find someone that's willing to do, especially the basic industrial maintenance stuff. Grease oil filters, you know, on the equipment, everything, all of that. You know, there's not 14 farms in town that have 6 farm boys on in each farm that are keeping the equipment running and have that natural, you know, ability to fix engines now that kids don't know how to do that. So I've actually run into a young kid from Marshfield that is just the other day that really got me excited because he's working for J.A. McDonald and he came here when he was 12 years old from South Africa to Marshfield, and he was adopted. And he wants to be a truck driver, so he got himself a job at a beer company because they would put him through CDL school. Got his CDL, and now they put him in a dump truck, and he wants to be a dump trucker. And I mean, the kid didn't even know what CB was, and he was driving the dump truck. And I'm like, Jesus, you're a little green. But he's just super excited, super motivated to learn. Starting to see a few of those young people around that are motivated, and it's good to see.
Danny, would you, as a part of what you're thinking, is that like other folks could rent the space?
No, probably
Or just
not. I mean,
use it?
if it was the right person, I would let him, we'd work something out. But I don't know anybody offhand I could do that with.
Yeah.
It'd be somebody that I have to trust. I'd be more inclined to have someone there doing the work.
Right.
And they would too, I'm assuming, the stuff that, And I'm not talking motor jobs, and I'm talking basic grease oil filter, fix my radio,
Yep.
change my tire, you know, stuff that you don't need to be a 10-year technician to do, but you also can't be a 62-year-old man with 5 artificial joints and a triple bypass, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but what you're saying is with a space right now, you have to, for things that are a superficial fix and also a real fix, you have to send them all the way to.
Yeah, or lay in my driveway,
Right,
which
right.
has become rather unappealing.
Yeah.
It's been a dry summer though.
It's been a good summer for it.
Um,
Ben Patrick
Yeah, it
goes
was a
by,
good
every
summer
time he
for a
goes
lot of
by, I
us.
go to breakfast with him, he laughs, oh, a little damp in your shop today, ain't it? Yeah, it's been a day.
So I just have a question for Casey. Just in general, just anybody listening, the Economic Development Fund is a rotating loan, and the whole goal of it is to create jobs in
And
Hardwick
businesses.
and businesses in Hardwick.
In Hardwick.
And we've had a lot of success doing that, and we've had a lot of different businesses get support from the fund. There's an application that Danny has filled out. We ask for collateral on applications. Businesses are vetted. And so just wanted to put that out there to anybody listening. So my question for Casey is what we currently have in the loan fund.
Okay, so the balance is a little over 300,000 that we have available to loan out. It's a pretty favorable interest rate. It's the town's deposit rate +1, so we currently 4% fixed for the term of the loan, up to 10 years. So so we have money to lend, and they just have to fill out the application, we pull credit, we look at the financials, and then we ask people in an open meeting to talk about their request. And then in executive session, we would talk about some individual financials or credit, and then come out and make a decision based on that.
Yeah, and that loan application is online.
Yes, the policy and the application are available on our website.
Yep.
And Casey will help you with all
Yeah.
that.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep, which is
he's very helpful.
Which is
It's another
very-
thing that wasn't on
yeah.
that job description.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Actually, it was.
Oh.
Was it? I didn't
I was gonna say,
Thank
hey, coincidentally, Sherry, she did that job description right after she met with me. She's like, well, I better add this on there.
great.
Okay.
Any
So,
other questions or comments?
Yeah, just indicate that we have another select board member who will call in the executive session.
Great.
So the executive session will start out, Danny will join you for any questions you might have for him, and then he can exit, and the three of you can deliberate at that point.
Okay, great. Great, so there's no action, anything else you want to add?
Nope,
Good?
not unless you have
Okay.
questions.
I think we're good, thank you. Next up, we've got select board reports.
The trees for the tree grant that the Downtown Partnership and the Conservation Commission, the award was received for 30 trees to be planted in downtown Hardwick. The 30 trees will be delivered on September 15th, which is like a week from Monday.
Very soon.
And over the following 7 to 10 days or so, is that it?
A week, it's just gonna be the week, yeah.
They'll be planted around town, so people will start to see, like, for instance, in the Masonic Hall yard, there's stakes and there are little white flags from Dig Safe. So there are gonna be 2 trees there, there are gonna be 2 in the memorial building yard. So around town, in the Peace Park where they removed the sick and dead trees, we'll have at least 1 tree planted, new tree there. So anyway, just so that people know what's going on. We're gonna put little markers up so that people will be able to see what species and stuff like that, but it's all funded through it's a federally funded grant. Yeah, that's happening.
Very exciting. That's happening, Sherry.
It's happening. It's exciting.
Great.
It's finally happening. It's been taking a while, but it's happening.
Great. Any new or old business? I just have one, I have one old business. I was just thinking about, at the last meeting, we got a presentation on the town garage and some of the ideas behind that. And I've just been thinking about how, I know those are preliminary, but I've been thinking about how might we engage the public early with, not right now, but as we start to get deeper and deeper into that project. I think it's a little bit of what you were talking about, Danny. I think the earlier we can engage the town in a big project like that, the better it ends up being. So just thinking about that as we kind of get updates, maybe there's an opportunity to see if Neighbor to Neighbor would do an event there or something to just kind of talk to folks and get the town thinking about that as a project.
Since we're gonna probably talk at town meeting about that,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I have spoken with Helen about doing another, town manager visit series, like I did when I first started, where we went to 5 different neighborhood groups. So I think that we would incorporate those conversations into those visits.
Yeah.
I probably missed it the last couple of weeks, but do you have a start date for your new employee?
No.
Because that'd be a good opportunity to drag them around.
Yeah.
Get him, dump them right into it.
I mean, maybe there's also an opportunity to talk to Helen about having some of those meetings be like at the town garage, at the sewer plant, because like it might be
People may not
helpful.
have seen them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like pizza at the town garage and
Pizza at the sewer plant.
better than like chili.
I was gonna say pizza would be better than all the choices.
Maybe not
All
the
right,
sewer
yeah,
plant,
but
but
that's-
anyway, okay.
I didn't have it down there.
Any other new and old business?
It's like a license.
Great. So we, can I have a motion to go into executive session, please?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oh, can we just, can we include the town manager?
Yes, sorry.
finance Director
Uh,
and Danny as owner of Hale Transfer. He will not be there in the capacity of select board member.
Okay,
You don't have to include the town
I like
manager,
that.
but I'll stay.
that's what Sherry meant.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So then, really Danny shouldn't be seconding that, right?
Do we call Tim in to,
Yeah, we may want to call Tim in to vote, because
Right now.
because Danny
Danny has to
Danny's
abstain.
not in select
Yeah.
board capacity in executive
Okay.
session.
So you want me
I'll talk to you in a minute,
now?
Yep, call Tim so that we can have him
Yeah.
part of the executive session.
I'll talk to you in a second, Mike.
So, no
I
second.
had a random text from him.
Yeah, I see that, I'm like,
It isn't so random.
okay,
Thought we were done.
so put this in as transport.
Yeah. Son-in-law's mowing the lawn at camp.
wow, it's beautiful over there.
That tree's right here.
Hey, Tim, we need to vote to go into executive session. So we're still in an open meeting, so what's on the floor right now?
So I made the motion to go into executive session and include Danny Hale as representing the business and then town manager and the business manager.
So we have Kaylee here, so we need a second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll see you in executive session. Are we going downstairs?
Yeah.